Former Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif is flying home today from self-imposed exile ahead of general elections. Sharif travelled to the British capital in 2019 for medical treatment amid a 7-year prison term on the condition that he returns when he is fit to do so. Sharif was at the Dubai airport from where he is taking off for Pakistan. According to reports, his plane will land in Islamabad at around 1:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. He will then leave Islamabad for Lahore at 2:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. His plane will land at Lahore Airport at 3:20 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Nawaz Sharif will then head towards Pakistan. The PML party has said that Sharif will lead the party's campaign for the general election set to take place in the last week of January 2024. Sharif is expected to reach Pakistan in a private plane with 150 people. Ahead of the former Prime Minister's return, the Islamabad High Court approved protective bail from arrest till the 24th of October. An anti-corruption court also suspended his arrest warrant in the Toshakana vehicles case. Last month, Pakistan's interim Prime Minister Anwar ul Haq Kakar was in London following his participation in the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly. This led to speculations that he met the PMLN Supremo in secret and that his return to Pakistan was part of a deal with the caretaker government, which Kakar has denied. The 3-term Pakistan Prime Minister had been serving a 7-year prison sentence under corruption charges, but in 2019, the Islamabad High Court suspended his sentence for 8 weeks to allow him to go abroad for medical treatment. Sharif did not, however, return from the UK after the purported treatment.
उस अंदाज में हाथ हिलाया है और मियां साहब का महसूस अंदाज आप देख सकते हैं। मियां मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ साहब इस वक्त एयरपोर्ट में दाखिल हो गए। मियां मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ साहब 4 साल के बाद उसी स्टाइल में अपना हाथ हिलाते हुए मियां साहब अपने साथियों के साथ इंटरव्यू। आप देख रहे हैं कि मियां मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ साहब इस वक्त अपने करीबी साथियों से सलाम लेते हुए अपने करीबी साथियों को।
Let's talk more about this return of Sharif. And joining us live now is senior journalist Amer Shaheen. Amer, good to see you, and thank you very much for joining us at this hour. How is Islamabad preparing for the return of Nawaz Sharif?
Islamabad has allowed the government of Pakistan, the interim government of Pakistan, has allowed Nawaz Sharif to return, but it's opened more questions than answers for what kind of preparations they have, because the interim government is not really preparing, to deal with Nawaz Sharif because they're here temporarily. I think the real issue would be that Nawaz Sharif's return exposes the dichotomy of the rule of law in Pakistan from being convicted on very frivolous cases. And the same man, the same cases, is now getting relief from the same courts. And the court's decisions have varied now, where instead of being a convict and absconder, now he's a protected person. Now he's getting bail before arrest, and he's getting the three times prime minister. All those legal grounds are the same, but the decisions coming in his favor, which were before against him, have changed. So perhaps the grounds that have changed are the grounds of the military establishment, who are now allowing Nawaz Sharif to return, because Nawaz Sharif has had many deals before this with the military. Nawaz Sharif became somebody who was against the military, speaking against the military, and now he doesn't talk about it anymore.
Amer, stay with me. Our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik is now joining us on this live broadcast. Anas Malik, good to see you. What is the expectation in Pakistan following the return of Nawaz Sharif? Are they prepared for his return, and will his return have any impact?
Last question first, Eric. Yes, his return will have a visible impact. The socio-political landscape of the country will change, because Nawaz Sharif is no ordinary figure. He's been the three-time prime minister of the country, of the very country that he's coming back. He's been in self-exile. He's been in critical. He's been critical of the establishment as well and their role, and as a reason of which he was ousted as well, in his own words. So the implications of it will be very severe. With that being said, at least his party members are geared up. What you see behind me are banners that have been put up, welcome banners across Lahore, and not very far from the Lahore airport, where he will be landing at about 2:30 p.m. Pakistan time. That's about 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and his party personnel look forward to welcoming him and listening to him as to what he has to say with regards to that policy decision. Eric?
Anas Malik, now that you're in Lahore, does Nawaz Sharif enjoy some sort of support in Lahore, or where is his support base in Pakistan?
Where I'm standing, this is his support base. His house, his residence is here in Jati Umrah. He has been contesting elections from here. He's been winning it. The Prime Minister, he's been elected the Prime Minister from this very city as well after winning the National Assembly seats. So he has decided to land in Lahore as a strategic decision to garner his support base and to ensure that there are maximum number of people who are able to come out and then are able to reflect on the public power that Nawaz Sharif still holds and his party still hold in comparison to his political opponent Imran Khan, who we have previously seen has been holding quite big rallies when it comes to numbers. Eric?
Amer, do you agree with our correspondent Anas Malik when he says that it will have a huge impact now that Nawaz Sharif has returned?
Most definitely. The way it happens in Pakistan is that the government that's been ousted, they get arrested. For example, now Imran Khan is behind bars. Previously it was Nawaz Sharif and so on. So the political party, that's Imran Khan's political party, was getting a lot of activity, whereas the political party of Nawaz Sharif, the PMLN, was not getting a lot of activity. They've just finished their tenure. Pakistan is not in a very good state right now financially in terms of security and political turmoil. Judiciary is at loggerheads with political parties. So they really didn't have any product to sell. Shehbaz Sharif, in absence of Nawaz Sharif, could not do as much as Nawaz Sharif can, because Shehbaz Sharif is very docile. He wants to talk about the bridges and the roads and everything, but people really want something to talk about. And that's where Nawaz Sharif comes into the picture. Now, we don't know yet, because last time Nawaz Sharif said he didn't make a deal with the military. It turned out he made a 10-year deal. We don't know yet what deals Nawaz Sharif has made before coming back. But if it's the same Nawaz Sharif who used to urge us media people to become revolutionaries like he had become after understanding that Pakistan needs a civilian supremacy, a revolution of civilian supremacy, if that Nawaz Sharif is coming back to Pakistan the way Benazir Bhutto came after striking a deal with Musharraf, came back, and then once she was back, she said, I am people's representative. I am not going to accept you meddling with the civilian rule. If that Nawaz Sharif's come back, then that is the most sellable product in elections. Because mind you, the Imran Khan's political party is now going to be trying to sell, their political campaign, telling people that their government was taken away by the military. So it would be very interesting what kind of deals Nawaz Sharif has made and how many deals will he sustain, and how will he balance the fact that he is the pivotal point of this election now. And it will also be very interesting to see how their allies, the PPP, because now they're not allies anymore because everyone's contesting against each other, how they will see this perceived or alleged deal with the military establishment of Nawaz Sharif, and how will they come out and target this particular deal.
Anas Malik, before I let you go, or before I let both of you go, very quickly, who are the biggest contenders for Nawaz Sharif?
Well, I just want to add something on what our esteemed guest was saying. prima facie, it does look like that he's already struck a deal, because his narrative, that of accountability, is seeking accountability against two key former military personnel. That was the former Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa and the former ISI Chief General Faiz Hamid. That has literally vanished in thin air. In fact, his party men have been heard saying that if this narrative leads to confrontation with the establishment, then it's better not to repeat it, in Javed Latif's own words. And so that, with that being said, the biggest contender for Nawaz Sharif, if we look at it, at par with him, there is no one. Probably Asif Ali Zardari, but he's got his own set of health issues. So it would be a cakewalk, an easy walk out for him as and when the elections are announced, that are slated to be held sometime in the last week of January. Eric?
Our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik in Lahore and senior journalist Amer Shaheen, thank you both for talking to us today. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.